I'm going to go back here to my channel. Home. Google accounts. Anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? No, anybody hear me? There we go. I think you got it now. Can anybody hear me? No, anybody hear me? There we go. I think you got it now. Can anybody hear me? No, anybody hear me? There we go. I think you got it now. Can anybody hear me? No, anybody hear me? There we go. I think you got it now. Can anybody hear me? Hold on there, guys. I got it. All right. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, because I'm watching the video in the background. I don't want to listen to myself get too much echo. Can you still hear me? All right, thumbs up. There we go. Cool. All right. As I said in an earlier video here, I'm going to do this repair live here. Try to get this set so I don't knock it over. Give me just a moment here, everybody. Trying to figure out my camera situation here. That's not good. Bear with me. I'm trying to get a good position for you guys and me as well. All right. Okay. All right. Now let's get ready. Let's kind of see what I got going on here. This is not very convenient. Not very convenient at all. Let me see if I can't get my screwdriver in there. That screw's underneath there on a... Well, it's a flame crest, okay? Flame crest lighter, made in Japan. It's a very, you can tell it's a quality lighter, all right? If I can't. Give me a second here. Wow. Okay. Get that one screw out of there. You guys are going to have to bear with me on this, because to be honest with you, This camera out in front of me is making it a little bit difficult to see that screw. I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to put my camera off the side, lift it up, give you guys a better view of everything. I'll focus in on it when I have to give you guys well, let me get my, okay, up a little more here. Okay. That makes it a lot easier to see the inside of that. Make it a lot easier for me to unscrew it as well. That screws way in the back. There's a screw there too. Now let me get okay. Well, all right. And beneath all that, there's a platform screw underneath. There we go. Yes, it's got some quality there. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll go ahead and unscrew this valve. Let me get another screwdriver. I had a bottom plate on it. Oh, yeah. Okay. I see. There we go. Look at there. The little tank. I don't know if I got the right tool to get this off or not. I've only got a few of these tools that are made for this, and I usually don't. Let's see here. This tool isn't made for that, but so guys asked me the other day about these little spline tools there. About getting these type of tools. I told them you can't. They're only made for the repair people. Wow. That's, there we go. Had to gnaw that up a little bit, but as long as I get it out, gotta get this out. Right there's the valve. Should be able to press down through the bottom and get everything. Let me see here. There we go. That's everything. Got your sponge and you got your little brass rod. This ladder's pretty plugged up. Okay. I gotta get in here and clean this out. It's a mess. This ladder, nothing's gonna work on it. It's sitting too long. The easy part's cleaning this out. Hard part's gonna see if I can get that valve part right there. That's a pressed in valve. That's not gonna be easy at all. Most generally they're not easy. You should say it like that. Okay. All right. The internals there. clean. Okay. You guys got any questions? This is a, like I said earlier, it's a Flame Crest, Japanese made vintage Flame Crest lighter. I'm attempting to repair it. Filler valve I'll do last. The reason I say that is I got to make sure that I can get this off. Very, very important I get that off. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a pressed in valve on top there. And sometimes they come loose fairly easy. And sometimes they don't want to come loose. So there it is. Came off. I'm going to show you how I done that. There's a spring in here, so you got to make sure you don't lose that. See that little spring? Whew, boy. You see this? You see this bit right here? This here presses in that. So what I done was I got a razor blade down in there in between and moved back and forth, and that actually brought that apart, which is good. So this repair is going to be okay as long as I got that off. Now, the one thing, see that little bitty stopper right there? Well, now I'm going to have to see if I got anything that small. To be honest with you, I don't know. Sometimes if I don't, I cut them off. Cut a bigger one off. Well, there's a small one right here. Let's see what we got going here. Wouldn't it be nice if that just fit right in there? Let me make sure that tail isn't too long. No, tail's okay. Let me blow some butane through there. Yeah, it's empty there. And I'm going to cut just a little bit of that tail off. Cut a little bit of it off. Give me a second here. I got to get on a hard desk here. I can't even. That thing's so small, I can't even hardly grab it. That thing's like a millimeter. One millimeter. That come out kind of easy. Let me get the one. Leave the cut the tail off too much. Let me put the original one back on. A little bit more of the tail end on it. I think it's going to be. The reason I say you don't tail too long, get past this hole right here. It plugs up past that hole, then you put it all together and it don't work. We're good. We are good. That there seems, this there little bitty one here seems like it's pretty hard. Let me see here. Oh yeah. See that? It was so hard that it just broke. Yeah, a little bitty O-ring here. I gotta measure that a little bit. Give me an idea the size of this. 2.2. Sometimes you measure this. 2.05. 2.05 by 4.5. Okay. 2.45. Let me try something here. I think that one's it right here. Guys, I ordered all these O-rings. They're really small ones you can only get like out of China, so. That not work great. So what's that O-ring there do? What that O-ring does is when you open up the lighter, that spring will push that valve up. And that seal will seal against this pressure fitting piece and it'll keep gas from leaking around the edge of that valve. That's what that little O-ring's for. No, it's not Dunhill roller gas there. Guy, it's a flame crest lighter. It's just this here gold lacquer is body housing. This is actually the tank. It's a flame crest, vintage flame crest lighter made out of Japan. All right. Okay. Now, here's what I want to do here. Okay. me get my let me get my little spring. Guys, you gotta watch these springs. You don't really want to pick them up with your fingers, because you'll, next thing you know, you pick them up with your fingers and they'll come right out of your fingers, and you'll never know where they're going to go. I kid you not. All right, I think I'm going to have to, well, let me see here. A little, got to be careful here. Yeah. This has got a pressure fit back in there, so I got to be careful. Don't lose a spring or anything. I put that in my parallel jaw pliers. See how these parallel jaw pliers got a little hole in there? Put them in there and hold it like so. And I'm going to tap it over here. Yep, it still came out, didn't it? Okay, now we got to go a different route. All right. I got to open this up a little bit. This is a little hole punch. Yeah, a little hole in there. I guess it's 1 millimeter. What I'm going to do is stick this on a hard surface and tap down a little bit. Maybe spread that just a hair. If that doesn't work, then I'll end up having to put some blue Loctite on it. I'm going to have to put some blue Loctite on it. Yeah. I'm going to have to put some blue Loctite on it, guys. Yes, it's tedious work, guys. There we go. Okay, I got a couple burrs on it. I got a burr on it, so I need to get my drill bit out here. I usually keep one of them down here. But it's not there. There we go. Little center point drill bit. I'll tell you what, you never have enough lighter repair tools. There's always something you're missing. Got just a little burr on it from when I grabbed it with the pliers. Take a little bit of fine sandpaper here. Kind of smooth them burrs down on it. There we go. We're good. I can't put a little bit, I can't put too much Loctite on that. Just find the Loctite here. Let's see here. There we go. You don't even use a drop when you're using this stuff. Can't get any of that Loctite down inside that. Inside that, you just got. Me, I just put a drop on there. See that little bitty? I mean, not even a drop. What I'll do is I'll just kind of. Okay, that's it. That's it there. Okay. All right. Got that valve ready. Now, let's see here. Where'd that little part run off to? think we ran into another problem. Yeah, we did. And valve. And that little bitty valve broke. Isn't that something? Wow. Well, what's the plan now? I got one option. Oh, let me think. Where's that? Well, Flame Crest lighter, guys. Out of Japan. Valve broke. So I'm here trying to see if I can scavenge some parts from another lighter. Yeah, that don't look good. That don't look good. If not, I'm gonna have to try to. If I don't have another part, I'm gonna have to meticulously solder, glue that on some way. Because you just don't get lighter parts. You don't get lighter parts like that. You just don't. I'll have to see if I got it in here that I can replace it with. That's a pretty small valve. It's a really small valve, that's for sure. If I can't find a replacement part, then I'll have to go off the air and get my soldered iron out and see if I can't find something to seal that up with. Okay. No, roll gas doesn't have a removable bottom plate or a gas tank. The body is the tank. Let me see here. Hold on here, that might be it. Wouldn't that be nice? What did I do with my little tweezers? There we go. That could work right there. Don't ever throw anything away. Those are the lighter parts. And that might work. That just might work. Cross your fingers, guys. Well, at least me cross mine. Good Lord. I don't want to have to try to solder that. It's too big. Well, it's screwed in there. Let's see here. I'll tell you what, I think we're gonna get lucky here. Possibly. Yeah, just a second. Gotta open that up like before. Yeah, let's try it again here. Oh boy. Tell you what. Doesn't want to go right today. No siree. No siree. Can't squeeze too hard on that either. Well, where's that other one at? Looks like I'm going to be able to use that. Let's see if I can't find another. It goes on the inside. Little pressure cap. You guys see, there's one right there. See that? So, let's see if it fits in this one. Yeah, it does. It fits in that one, it'll fit in this other one. Okay. I lost the collar on this one. There we go. I'm gonna have to put some. Yeah. Ain't much travel there. There ain't much travel. That stopper there is. This one's a little thicker, but it will wear down. Oops. See how that popped out of there? You got to be careful. I'm going to put a little bit of this thread locker on that. Blue Loctite. Not a whole lot. I don't use very much. Yeah. More on the tank here than I got on anywhere. There we go. Thank goodness. Good Lord. Now. Now, what I need to do is measure this and this old one here. 2.11 compared to this one. Okay. We're close. We're good. 2.15. All right. .15 by, it's probably going to be more than, yeah, we'll try the 5. 2, there's 3, 1.8, 2.5, 2.4. That's too big. Okay, let's try a 6. .4. Let's see here. That's 2.4. That's 8. I think we're going to try this one here. See, 2.2. Let's try that one. I'm glad I ordered these O-rings. You can get very many of them. They only allow you to buy 1 pack. I had to buy multiple packs, but couldn't do it. Take what you can get, I guess. Get off there. There we go. Whew. Boy, that was a close one, guys. That was a close one. Close by not being able to repair it. I'm not even charging this guy. Wedding coming up, so said he'd like, like to have it done at his wedding, so I'm gonna give it to him as a wedding gift, repair it. Nice lighter. Okay, now what we want is the brass right here. We got to clean the part of the sponge off of it right here. It's all plugged up and gummed up. And what size sponge we need? 2.25 down in there. It's a 2.5. Let's see how that works. Fell down in there, so looks like it's going to work. All right. Now we'll put that down in there. Any questions, guys? Just ask us. I got you here on my laptop, so looks good there. Now, yeah. Believe it or not, there's no ring in here too. I think they got that screwed up trying to take that apart. Here we go. Yeah, a little ring right there. Yeah, well, you got to take that out, cut that off. Yeah, that's not a very good shape either. Guys, you can have a brand new lighter in a box from way back in the day like this one. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work. The reason I say that is because some of these materials they use, okay, they're not exactly, 50-year-old seals. We got all kinds of composite materials, nowadays. So, silicone and all kinds of different rubbers. All right, we got a lot more choices nowadays than we did back then. 0.9. Measure that. I just need to measure this. 2.14. See, it's 8, 4, maybe a 6. Let's try a 6. 2. That's pretty. You got to kind of keep the reason you need all these, like see this 0.74 cord size, and this, and here's a 0.6 cord size, is here's the reason you got to have all these different cord sizes, because sometimes guys, the internal diameter of this right here on the inside of the seal sets, well, sometimes they're thinner and sometimes they're larger. So if it's larger, you're going to need a thinner cord. But if they're smaller, you're going to need a thicker cord. So, you think, well, I got a 2. Say it takes a 2.5. Let's just say it takes a 2.5 millimeter outer diameter O-ring. But the problem is, The problem is, you know, you got one, but the cord's too thick, so it comes out way more than you need to. So you got to have different size thicknesses of cord. That's the reason behind. That's the reason behind it. So look at all that. You see all them up there, O-rings there, and we got O-rings down there. I tell you guys, I bet you. Listen, I've spent. I'd hate to think how many hundreds of dollars of O-rings I've spent. Okay, so. You know, guys think like, man, I'm gonna buy this lighter and I'm gonna fix it myself. I'm gonna save some money. I said, well, you know, if you can do it, man, that's what these videos are here for, to help you out. But you got to consider all the, you know, what I charge and what I got into this stuff. You know, sometimes, man, I don't know. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just stick the money in that I make to. You know, back into, you know, for, you know, O-rings, or maybe there's a tool out there, you know, I bought a set of these. I bought a set of these tools right here, you know, from a place out of China. It was on eBay. I can't remember how many of them, but it was like 200 some dollars. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that it's just all, you know, because listen, I don't know how many people in the USA would work on these type of lighters. There's actual lighter repair places that work on lighters, but they don't work on lighters that they don't have parts to. And let's just take, for instance, Klebri, well-known brand name, been around since what, the 1920s. But you call up Klebri and say, hey, I need a part for my Klebri lighter. You know, and they'll go say, well, what kind is it, and this and that, and they say, well, we don't have that, sir. That lighter's like years old, and the Klebri of back then isn't the same Klebri of today. You know, Klebri of today is just having stuff made in wherever they can get it made. You know, it might be China. I don't know where it is, but you know, it's not the same as it used to be. You know, things are not the same as they used to be. So you just can't buy a Klebri lighter and think Klebri's going to take care of it, going to sell you parts. It's just not so. It just don't work out. It just don't work that way. You know, it's just like you know you got a let's just say you got a Ford Model T, for instance. And you call up the freaking Ford shop. Hey, I need a part for a Ford Model T. They're going to laugh at you. You know, maybe, but it just don't work out like that. That's why these older vintage lighters, they have to, you know, like I tore that valve apart right there, you know, and I freaking burgered it up. Well, there ain't no valves. That looks good. Let me the only way to tell is to screw that in there. Let's see if that valve, I get any resistance, you know. Yeah, I got resistance. Good. Also, yeah, you're not going to be able to see this, but there's a slot in there. Somebody's tried to screw on that, and it's just, oh boy. Kind of like it's just screwed it up. It's been out. I'm going to try. I got to try something here. Man, I hate to do that. I hate to use that. Let me, I'm going to have to get my files out of here. Because I gotta make, because that's what that is. That's your maximum flame height adjustment screw. So I gotta get in here and try to find a little file with a little edge on it. Hopefully I can better than it was. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Whew, it's not. It's too thick. I think that might work. Yeah. Yeah, it'll work a little bit. Okay. It's not giving me a whole lot of room there. I can't file it. I can't file it. I can't file it too much because I go to put a screwdriver on there and it could break them little nubs off of there. Let me hold that. I don't want the razor blade on the floor. Okay, I think I'm good there. I gotta put that spring back on there. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try my little screwdriver. Yeah, we're good. You have to really be careful though. Really be careful. Okay, we got that. Now, he called when he wanted to fix this himself, and he wanted to know about the, I said they're probably 4mm. You know, okay, 3.7, 2.4, that's 1.3. We're going to say that's 7, probably 8. Probably use 8mm cord size. Let's see here. 2.5, 3.6, 4.1. No, I'm gonna try this. I don't know if they're the right size. I'm kind of guessing. This is a 3.6 outer diameter, but if this is too small, I'll have to go with the. Let me see. I don't know. I'm thinking a 1mm cord. I'm not for sure. Let's see. 1 point. What did I say that was? Oh, it's 3.68. So this is going to be 3.5. think that's just going to be, see I don't know if you can see them, but the inner diameter of these is a lot thinner. So that's going to make that O-ring bigger. So I'm just going to try the 8. What did I say? 2.6. 3.6. Try to 3.6. Let's see how that goes. Any questions out there, anybody? I think that's going to do it. I think that's going to do it. Because you just want them, you don't want them O-rings to be tight around, where you can't hardly turn the screw. Got a seal, but they can't be too loose. I'm going to bring this up here, see if you can see that. All right. So, yeah, that looks good. What I'm going to do is put a little bit of O-ring grease or silicone, not really O-ring grease, but it's what I use. This stuff's good for 600 degrees Fahrenheit or 20 below zero. You shouldn't have your lighter in any of those conditions. Don't ever store your butane lighter in the heat in the car. Don't ever leave it out in your garage to get cold. Then they get hot later on because it'll develop moisture inside your tank. Moisture is going to attack the brass parts inside there, and your valve's not going to work right. Guarantee it won't work right, okay? I mean, I just guarantee you it won't. Okay, let's, now we're going to go to filler valve. The last thing we work on here. That's not even want to come out very good. There we go. The O-ring stuck on the inside here, the seal, I mean. Yeah. Yeah. See how it come apart there? Pieces. It's old too. Well, let me get just a guess. I think 3mm on that. It says 3.6. I think I know what to use on that. Okay. I usually use this 1.5 by 1. when you put these O-rings, when you're using O-ring on this, guys, if you get one that doesn't move around the inside of that, that O-ring gets stuck around the hole that's back in here where the butane is. You go to fill it, you won't get no butane in it. The O-ring's got to be loose on this. You see how it kind of, let me show you something. See how it just kind of moves around a little bit there? Not too loose. Just enough to when you push the valve in, this O-ring's kind of going to go with it. Yeah, that looks a little dirty on the inside. I don't know what happened, but I can't find my good tweezers. I can tell what I did with them, but man, I hate to replace them tweezers. They're $50 tweezers. Good Lord, that's used. And the specific tweezers got real fine. You know, got to come together just perfect. But I've been looking around. Okay, that fits good. Spring, I kind of like to just stretch them a little bit. They've been sitting and say this lighter's never been in service. That spring's been compressed for 30, 40, 50 years, you know. Okay. Now, I'll go ahead and push in on that. See how tension. Yeah, we got good tension on that O-ring. All right, now 6.5. We'll go ahead and other O-ring out here. 4, 5, 6. This is a 4x1. O-rings and more. 4x1 means 6mm OD. This is 6.5, so you can stretch that a little bit. There we go. I'm gonna put a little bit of O-ring grease on this. You know, guys, you don't need a bunch of grease on that. What you want to do is, when you put that grease on that O-ring, you just want to make the O-ring look like it's wet. That's it. You don't need anything other than that. I want to put this in here first, just to see if how this case is going to look on here. So I was kind of wondering, yeah, that's got to go down a little bit. Because they got that little area right around here buggered up. It's not sitting flush. Okay. Kind of noticed that when I put that on. You guys might not be able to see it, but let's see if I can adjust that out here a little bit. bit. Let's see how it fits on there now. Yeah, it's going to work on there now. Okay. All right, next step. Fill her up. Okay. Getting gas coming outside now. Let me all right. I broke my little bleeder, which I wish I wouldn't have done that. You know, I'm down to using a steel rod. Purge that a little bit. Okay. Got enough gas in there for that. I need a lighter. I'm gonna do it with my lighter. Yeah, let's try this one. There we go. That looks good. Yep, shuts off. Looks like we're good. The only thing I want to do is tighten that down. I'll put it in here. Leak test. Say, well, what's that do? Well, you can see, now look, you can see right here, maybe you can see that popping off, but I'm getting a little bubble out of that. That's because I didn't screw down on that screw all the way, and that's normal. But I'm looking for leaks out of the back of the fill valve here, out of the back of flame adjustment, and right here where we screwed the valve in there, which we're not getting any. So to me, we're good to go on that. But I still will fill it up and let it sit for 2 or 3 days. Put it on a scale and weigh it down to the 10th of a gram. All right. So put that back in here for now. Excuse me. And we'll do a little cleaning on this. One guy said he got a ultrasonic cleaner or something, but I can do that, but you gotta let everything dry out. And sometimes, guys, you know, my work schedule, I've only got maybe 1 day to repair something, and I don't have time to do that and let it dry out on the inside, because if you get something on the inside of your tank, you gotta let it dry out, you know. Okay, that looks good. Looks like this does. You guys are talking about roller gases. Looks like it's got a hole in it for a roller gas type flint. Matter of fact, I got some roller gas size flints. Let's see. Put one in there and see if it works. Always keep a few of them around. No, it doesn't. It looks like roller gas size, but no, it's too big or too small of a hole. So it just takes the regular flints. Put one of my premium flints in there. The best flints you can get are out of Austria. Oh boy. Don't tell me. So you got a burger, you got a stuck. No, he's good. Thought maybe yeah, we're good. Okay, oops. I think I'm going to take that out. And flint that out for now. Putting pressure on that. I don't want that to come apart. Okay. All right. We got everything done. Now, what we're going to do is just put everything back together here. I always put a little bit of that O-ring or that seal, the silicone, Sil-Glide is the name of it. Get it out of Napa Auto Parts store. All right, right there, part number 765-1351. Put a little in there because that there's going to seat down in that tank, and that'll help seal. There we go. So need that screw. Okay, that's back on there. That's good. Let's no, that wasn't screwed in there anyway. All right, let's see. Oop, made a mistake. Got ahead of myself. You ladder repairs out there, you caught it. What did I forget? I forgot to put the freaking spring in the brass tube around the valve. You gotta have that on there because otherwise it won't shut off. Okay, that goes like that. mean, guys still out there? You guys still here? Or did you lose interest? All right, there's that. Now, I know these things are right here in front of me, but you think I can find them when I'm looking for them? Where'd they go? Where did you go? Still here. All right, Wheels. I'm still here too. Let's see here. Where's my little... I can do that so easily. Lay something down and can't find it. I do that stuff all the time. Hope it ain't got anything to do with age. I hope not. Walked around looking for my car keys one time. You know where I ended up finding them? In my hand. Yeah. All right. We got that. We need this little bit of screw here. That looks good there. Let's go ahead and, well, I got this cap off. Let's just do a little cleaning on it right down in here. Light, it hasn't had much use on it. It's very nice condition. I've sent lighters out to be repaired at certain repair centers, guys, and I'm not going to mention no names. But they come back just as dirty as it was when I sent them. You know, I don't know why it is, but I feel like I got to clean it, or at least make it look like I at least did something to it, you know. All these old makeup brushes. I keep thanking Brett for those. That's an idea I never come across, these little makeup brushes. I'll tell you what, that's why, guys, listen. You got any advice out there, any thoughts that pop into your head about anything comes like this, think it might help, and don't be afraid to share. Because the way I see things in life, you don't ever quit learning. If you ever quit learning, well, you quit breathing. And I'm not the sharpest tack on the wall, but I still stick. You might have to try several times, but I still stick. There we go. There, you got a mirror shine into that now. Isn't that sweet? All right. this back on. Take the little pin. These pins go on a certain way and come out. Okay, guys, you got to remember right. Come out wrong. Come out this way. I'm thinking I'm wrong. Come out this way. Yeah. I got a little knurled edge right here. And I don't put them in with pliers or anything like that. I try to get something a little soft, so to speak. Let me put it in there, push it in there as far as I can on my desk. Actually, that's far enough right there. And we're good there. Yeah, now we just gotta get the spring-loaded mechanism. Where's the other part at? It was stuck in there. That was completely stuck in there. So, yeah. Well, I got some flint dust and everything in there, so I might as well clean this up. I don't want to take a chance of sending something out being half done. I'm going to tell you something, guys. I'll tell you another thing, too. If I get a lighter into repair and I get it going, but it's not perfect, I can't charge you for it, all right? I can't do it. It's got to be it's got to be in the way it was come to, the way the manufacturer intended for it to work. If it only works, certain things don't work. There's certain designs like on, I can think of, it's ST DuPont. Some of their flame adjustment mechanisms leave a little bit to be desired. And there's other, I just come with that on top because I've had, I thought, man, am I not doing something right? But I had the same lighter come in from another person with the same issues. But they finally did change the design on that because they figured out it wasn't a very good way to do it. There's a bunch of crap in there. Sure is. But anyway, and I'll make a note of that too. That way, some people say, well, that don't work right. Well, it works as best it's going to get considering the design of the mechanism. I got something in there I need to get out. There. Wow. But anyway, most of these lighters in general, though, are, like I was telling you about some of them ST DuPonts, some of them some of them, you noticed how the valve on this is pushed down. Sometimes SE DuPont has a thing in here that just pushes on the valve, pushes the valve down to adjust the flame height. And what that does sometimes, it will cause your flame to get, it'll start bouncing back and forth. Then they went to the one on the side here, which is a kind of a roller wheel. That's the better one. So if you're buying those ST DuPonts, I'd recommend, that's got crud in it. I recommend, you choose wisely. And I ain't saying that it's not a good lighter. I'm just saying that, to me, I want a lighter that compresses the sponge or something to that effect as far as flame adjustment goes. All right, that's all cleaned up, ready. So that shouldn't jam up anymore. No, looks good. Okay, I'm gonna put this in here. You say, what am I doing that for? Because I tell you what, I had a nice tall Zama lighter. It had a little plate in the back that is labeled Zama. Well, I was putting this back in, the same type of situation here. I was trying to put it back in, and it came off and hit that plate in the back there and put a dent in that plate. That probably cost me $50. Because I had to knock the price down, that Zama down, just to, because you can't charge some premium price for something that doesn't have premium look to it. I got a bunch of Safa lighters over here I've been going through. I'll show you them here after I get done. Some of them, I still got a few that are pretty decent left. Some of them are parts lighters because the lids just don't line up. So, I'll just keep them back for parts. But I've had a real nice red and gold lacquered, blue or red lacquer with a gold plated trim, and I had a blue lacquer with a blue plated trim. They all sold. Everybody's happy with them too. I don't think I've ever had anybody buy one of them Safas off of me that wasn't happy. Mine not, but they're getting few and far between. I bought the second batch from a guy. The first ones I bought, something that was brand new, some of the boxes, and some didn't have boxes. So anyway, that's what's going on there. I'm trying to push this down in, guys. Just give me boy, that spring is strong. Gotta get something else in there. Well, where you at here? Not that one. Here. Good Lord. What in the world is going on here? That's the hardest one of them I've ever had to go in. What's going on here? Getting jammed up or anything, were you? That's the only way I can get that in there and get it back. There we go. I didn't have it sealed in there. No. Trying to be careful here because I don't like scraping nothing up. Okay, I got to keep give me a minute here. Well, I don't like doing that. That's just asking for a problem. I mean, as far as scratching something up. I used to repair lighters for gentlemen. Then repaired him more really. I don't blame them because there's some that have a brand new lighter and I just ruined the valve trying to get them out because I was worried about putting heat on them. Turns out, knowing what I know now, I should have just put heat on. It wasn't going to hurt it because some of these were plated really nice, you know. And I didn't know if that plating could take that heat or not. So I didn't do it. And I ended up using these tools like this to get them out. And I ended up just burgering the brass out, you know. And that, I think I might have left it. Oh, I see. Okay. I see. Just a second here. Let's try a different way here. Well, something easy turns into something hard. Here's what I'm going to do to fix that. I'm going to remove that pin again. No, not either. I can get that in there. Just gotta get it right. Okay. There we go. Yeah, some days I got patience for this and some days I don't. So if I don't get on your lighter immediately, just keep in mind there's a reason. That guy's getting married to this one, so I told him I'd get on it this weekend. Max didn't have to work the weekend, so feel a lot better. All that sleep in. You ain't no sleeping in. Unless some of you guys 5 o'clock in the morning might be sleeping in, but still having a little problem with that. I'm gonna have to do it anyway. I didn't want to do it, but I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to do it the way that I was thinking about. I'm just gonna have to take this lighter off, this lid off again. Okay. Put a little bit of the best way to do this. Sitting here fighting it, taking a chance of burning that up. Try it like this. I've never actually done one like that before, but I'm thinking it'll probably work. Well, it's in there. Just got to get the pin started. There we go. All right. Now I get that pin pushed back in there. Now, hold on a second. I don't know why that pin's fighting me. Well, let's see what we got here. There we go. Yeah, good there. And let's put a flint in there. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to unscrew this out. Screw the one in the middle. Screw this out again. One in the middle. There we go. That's a good height. It's a good height, and we're flush right there. Probably going to have to bleed that again, but yeah, it's got some air in it. Getting a erratic flame in your lighter, guys, you might have some air in your tank. Just keep that in mind. I'm going to let that when you first, you're going to get a high flame when you first fill it up. That's just the way it is. So, all right, flame crest lighter. But anyway, Japan, back in the day. Let me adjust this screw here. See how flames bouncing around a little bit there. Still got a little air in the tank. I'll go ahead and purge it here. But anyway, the video getting kind of long as it is. Hell, let me do it to show you. Sometimes you might have, when you take out these valves on these lighters, sometimes I might have purged these things 3 or 4 times. It all depends. So keep that in mind. Because you do it once or twice doesn't mean it's gonna, you know. Now I can turn it down now a little bit. There we go. You see it's not bouncing around now like it was early. You know, fluttering. And you got the outside flame adjustment screw right here. And it's fluttered a little bit. I still got a little bit more purging to go, but anyway, we got it right there. All right, guys, Japanese flame crest lighter. I was going to show you my other lighters I got over here. I'm going to get this ready, but that's what I got. I got some lighters left. This is a red Savinelli like I sold, but it's not near shape. It's got some cracking here and some cracking right there, and the cap doesn't line up, you know. But I got one here. This is a really nice one. Everything's good on that. That's a real nice looking one. Everything lines up, looks new. On the inside, got this in here is not as bad. It's got a couple little tweaks on it, something there, but it's not that bad. Then I got this in here silver plated, but the plating's kind of wearing off on it. It's getting kind of thin, but nevertheless, still good lighter. I got some up here that just look like they've seen their better days. You can see the brass through this one. You know, and they got some more up here that you can see that the cases aren't lining up, the caps aren't lining up with the case body. You know, even though that lid just functions perfectly, it's amazing. These lighters just keep going and going. But there's a rare bird here. This is a Iron Corona lighter here. I got that on eBay. Listen, guys, you see my lighters on eBay, get a hold of me personally. I got this lighter for like, what is it, $285, the best offer. About cheap as I go on eBay is like about $240. You know, if you get a hold of me personally, like all my lighters, lighters 2018, you know, Gmail. You know, I sell that to you for $210. You know, so you know I gotta mark up my stuff for eBay. Like I got this here Savinelli lighter, silver plated, like 130. You know, get a hold of me here, $100. You know, hey, I can sell. You know, it ain't nothing cheap. I tell you, eBay's a buyer's market. It is no seller's market. That's my opinion. You know, a lot of people making a living off that, but Man, I'll tell you what, it cost me, by the time eBay gets done selling one of these lighters, it cost me $40 or $50 for fees. It's just crazy. You know, I can't imagine what it would cost to sell a car on there. But it is what it is. All right. But anyway, I'm here for a little bit. If you guys got any questions or anything like that, you know, feel free to. I'm going to clean up my tools and stuff here and put everything away, and I'll probably stop the video. If you guys got anything you want to ask, now's the time to be doing it. So anyway, I don't know how many people's left on here, but I'm going to have to definitely get me some more tweezers. There's nothing cheap about a good set of tweezers. Keep that in mind. I usually buy those Dumont ones, DUMONT, stainless steel, precision made tweezers. You gotta have them when you're doing like handling small springs or something like that. You gotta have some good quality tweezers for something like that. These ones I've been using here, I've ground on them and bent them and straightened them out, and you know, they kind of like remind me of me, just seen their better days. But it is what it is. Where did I get this out of? Okay, I know. All right. Anyway, anybody's interested in these lighters like this, these little stick lighters. I've got several. I've got several in the green with the gold trim on the corners. Been using for parts, pulling filter valves out of them. Anyway, I got them in. Let me see here. Raise up my camera here a little bit. I got them in the green, and I got. Let's see, where's it? I got them in silver. I was experimenting with this one here, putting a little flintstone on the side of it there, because I was going to put a little metal piece right here. That way I can strike it like that. But ones I ordered this off of eBay, and some of these are ferro rods, they call them. Some of these ferro rods ain't fit to order on eBay. I told the guy, I said, he ain't very good quality. He needs up his quality a little bit, but he didn't pay attention. He's just, you know, because there's a difference in them ferro rods. Just keep that in mind. There's a big difference in them. Some of them are real hard, you know. It's like you go to like these stores, you go in the camping area, they got these little magnesium sticks with the ferro rod on the side, you know. With that magnesium, it ain't fit to use. You want to use 99.9% pure magnesium to get a good fire starter. You don't want to use that crap. You know, they sell, you know, get on, there's this one brand that's real popular. I don't know which one it is, can't remember, but don't use that stuff. You get it, you know, get online and look for it. Buy a quality one. Some of this stuff, they sell just isn't fit to buy. A lot of this stuff coming out of China, you know, you got to really, really, really be careful with it. It's just the way it is. Like some of these O-rings. I told you the problem I had with the O-rings, you know. But, you know, like my boss told me about orders and stuff from China. He had some Chinese business guys over, and he asked them. They said we can make it as cheap as you want. We're talking about food, you know. They can put more breading on it, less quality, or less breading, more shrimp, better quality. That we can put it in any price that you want. And I'll tell you. Tell you what, China, and that's it too. Don't get me wrong, stuff, you know. But anyway, I thought I had it here. I don't, but I got a Chinese made lighter. Right here it is. This right here. This is made in China, called Zorro lighter. It's milled out. That's a brass. That case is milled out of brass. Got an O-ring right around here. So you shut that case, look at that. You can't hardly even see the seam there. It's milled recessed on it. It's all milled brass. It's heavy. Comes with an insert. Not the same size as a Zippo either. But I'll tell you what, I filled this thing up and just laid it there, and I took it out like 1 month later it lit, 2 months later it lit, 3, and I think possibly 4. I can't lie. Don't get me wrong. It will evaporate, but it's not like a Zippo. Zippo is going to be it's going to be evaporated in about 2 weeks, but nevertheless, that's if I grab one lighter to take with me, that's going to be it. And just for the fact that I go, guys, I don't buy that Zippo lighter fluid. I go to the store and get that naphtha, NAPTHA. You go to like a paint section, tell them you're looking for a gallon of naphtha. When you open it up, crack it up, and take a whiff of it, the first thing you're going to say, you guys, is, dealt with lighter fluid, you're going to smell and you're going to say that's lighter fluid. And it is. And that's what, But if you buy a gallon, maybe for $25, I think one time I did a little comparison, a gallon of Zippo in a can. Time you figure it, it's $120. It used to be when I got a gallon of this downstairs, this naphtha, I think I bought it was $20. It might be 25 now with everything going up, but nevertheless, I gotta get these little parts off of here. I gotta get them put up here. Clean this up a little bit. But anyway, that's about pretty much all I got to say. Boy, guys, that's why I keep all these little parts. Thank goodness I did on this. Otherwise I've been a headache trying to repair those lighters. Don't ever throw anything away. Anyway, it is what it is. You guys see a lighter here or something that, you think, hey man, I'd like to have that, send me an email. I don't know which ones, how much they're going to be until I get into them and see how the condition of them, because I haven't really looked at them, just at the exterior. So anyway, give me a shout out. Like I said, right next to my homepage picture, I got a link there. It goes to my eBay page if you want to check out what I got for sale on there. You ever see anything on there that you like, though, like I said, shoot me an email. I can sell it to you cheaper off of eBay. All right, everybody. Talk to you later.